Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. Yes. We got headlines: climate change, oxygen, biodiversity, amazing Amazon rainforest fires are leaving plenty at stake. I'll get to that later. Good evening, everybody. I'm David Sponheim. We are up and running. Everything is a go. Technology Thursday is upon us. We're tracking your every movement. Just kidding. The NSA is. They've got listening devices in our cordless phones we didn't even know about, and many of you still don't. They can activate your cordless phone and listen in without even hitting the button. That's technology we should talk about. They're listening in through Alexa, Cortana. Yeah. And any artificial intelligence system you have open in the room is being listened to. So yeah, they're processing information. And why? Why are they doing that? What's their purpose? Hi there, Odin. Welcome. Well, they're trying to control the world. And now it's very likely they're burning the rainforest. They have the ability. We saw a rainforest map in South America yesterday that looked like fires galore. And it's just absolutely terrible. Where is this coming from? Why are these fires starting? Well, the only logical answer is they're using technology that was developed by Tesla 100 years ago. Directed energy weapons to start these fires. Why are they burning the Amazon rainforest? Because they want to rapidly create a problem worldwide that none of us can actually deal with. Why are they doing that? Well, because they want to and they can. It's kind of like Murphy's Law, if you ever heard of Murphy's Law. If they can do it, if anything can go bad or break, it will. Well, if they have the power, the means, the modus operandi to do it, they will. Now, they don't want human beings populating the earth as much as they have. They want to get rid of them. So looking at this map here, yeah, I'd like to get rid of that piece right there. That's August 22nd. August 21st to August 22nd. End date. Let's see if it'll generate something for me. No, select a country. Let's go to Brazil. Start, generate. Take a look at all the fires in Brazil, being it is at the center of the storm of firestorm. Wow, look at Brazil alone. The fires are rapidly spreading. There's something very wrong in the world, and it's not normal. This isn't just global climate change. This is global climate sabotage. Thank you. So we'll be getting into the chat room, and I'm going to talk to everybody I can. Welcome, everybody. I am the Daily Show you come to, and I appreciate you coming in here and talking. The Brazilian president said he can't afford to stop the fires. The whole rainforest is going to burn, he said. Wow, what a Twitter comment. This is just sad beyond belief. And these people who rule the world are willing to burn the forests and all the creatures in it because they've already gone in there and pulled out all the things they wanted to for life-saving medicines. For the past 5 years, they've been gathering all kinds of solid information about how the Indians, like the Yanomami of the Brazil, tended to their health care. They pulled out all these secrets and then they harvested them in a separate lab, and now they're just going to burn it and torch it till it's gone, till the entire earth is a wasteland. Breaking: major sections of the Amazon rainforest have been burned to the ground. Hundreds of fires are still raging and spreading. Brazilian president says Brazil can't afford to extinguish the fires. Donald, you need to send our best firefighters down there right now by airplane. This is an outrage that Trump isn't doing anything. He's sitting on his hand, denying anything is going on. You know, when asked about climate change while the Greenland ice barriers were breaking up due to global climate change, Donald changed the subject and said, how much is it Greenland to buy? Let's buy Greenland. What does that have to do with Greenland having heat waves that melt its ice? What is buying it going to do? I mean, it's crazy. Why would he be going in that direction? Well, because he can't talk about climate change. The powerful elitists that run his little Republican and the Democratic Party, they don't want to talk about it, really. They either want to profit from it with the Democrats with cap and trade legislation, or they want to deny it with the Republicans and Donald Trump. No, I've never been to Smashcast. I don't even know what that's about. There's a Tesla weapon. It looks like a Tesla weapon. Okay, let's take a look. Lightning strike kills 5, injure over 100 in Poland. Look at this, folks. Thursday's lightning strikes were the worst accident in the region's Tatras Mountains since August of 1937, when lightning killed 4 people. Now 5 people have died. Lightning striking the area of Poland, the Tatras region. Unbelievable. Witnesses said the thunderstorm came suddenly on a day that began with clear weather. You know, this could even be a backlash on the other side of the planet from the South American fires. You don't know. I mean, there's a whole duality going on with electricity, and the way the magnetosphere responds to artificial people messing with the atmosphere could very well lead to lightning strikes in another area. It's possible. Very interesting. Wow. Thank you for giving me that heads up. They're sending men. U.S., Russia, China, India, everybody's sending men. 450 men, hardware, 24 planes this morning. Good. Thanks for keeping me posted, Dr. Meow. So where is Smashcast? Let's take a look at that technology. Yeah, I've never been there. I'm going to have to check it out. Thanks for bringing me that into the possibility. You never know. Yeah. Smashcast. Cool. Looks like a gaming site competing with Twitch. I'll definitely check it out. Thanks. Interesting. I'm going to flip it in my technology section too. I use all kinds of online tools to work with all the bookmarks we have. One of those is Flipboard. And Flipboard gives me the ability to flip anything. And it's waiting for it to connect right now. But it flips anything into my Flipboard categories. I've got 28 different magazines in there. And I just want to get in there and take a copy of the Flipboard link so I can give it to you. So what I do is just stick it in technology. Let's see. Putting it in technology. Tech Tools, Flip. And there it is. And I don't have to worry about it again, and I can drop out of the screen and not have to use my bandwidth to navigate. Let's show you the link to Flipboard. Here it is. It's got 28 different magazines, and my best magazine is 153news.net. I have links that have been given to me of people that have had their YouTube accounts shut down. Now, you probably heard that YouTube is shutting down over 200 accounts related to the Hong Kong protests. I don't know where you're coming from, but to me, that's censorship. And I've seen YouTube censor so many different websites and so many different YouTube videos. One of mine was censored. I actually decided to put it on 153news.net, and they let me have an account, which is very kind of them. I had 3 hits on my YouTube account, and then I sent it to 153news.net, and I got 3,000 hits in one day. That just shows you how much censorship is going on YouTube. It's amazing. It's beyond belief, in fact. Heavily censored. And a lot of conservatives are concerned about this because they're getting kicked down by the liberal media while they stand there in support of Trump, which I protect your rights to bear arms. I do. Let me adjust my camera settings. Trump is wavering. He says he wants to do background checks, and then he says he used my wording, Biden. Remember when I said gun control's off the table? He used my wording, and he said that background checks are now off the table. Isn't that interesting? Yeah, my wording. The high cost of prescription drugs. Well, Preparation H, you're, 96 years old. You just lost your wife, Meredith. I'm so sorry to hear that. And your cost of medication has increased. Even your Preparation H is probably pretty costly, isn't it? That's not cheap, that stuff. It's made of shark oil, you know. Amazing stuff. Well, many of you could archive my YouTube videos. Nothing's stopping you from putting it on your hard drive, but selling them is not something I want. Okay, I'll take a look, Sammy. Deep State, Overstock.com CEO resigns after disclosing his relationship with a Russian agent and involvement in the FBI investigation. Really? You mean the FBI is investigating Russia? I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that, yeah. I thought they were giving up. Oh, that's right. They're looking into Strzok's involvement. Controversial founder and CEO of Overstock.com announced Thursday he's resigning immediately from the company's board. In a letter to shareholders, the 57-year-old Byrne cited his decision in July to go public about his involvement with investigations into Russian interference in U.S. elections and a romantic relationship he had with an alleged Russian spy, Maria Butina. See, we knew this was going on. Yeah. Maria was quite an operator, working on the backside of the Republican Party and hooking up with all these CEOs. Like Patrick Byrne. Wow. So he got burned, and now he's just cutting loose and saying, I'm out of the company. Whoa, that's interesting. Good to know. Well, I won't be shopping anytime soon online, so Overstock isn't going to be my favorite place, that's for sure. Now that I found that out. The blonde guy from Scooby-Doo? Yeah, I do look a little like the Scooby-Doo character. I remember seeing the cartoon in the 1970s and 80s. I didn't really... it is a cartoon, right? So you're saying I look like him, right? I see your point. Yeah, my face is very similar to his insofar as he's a cartoon and I actually have sculpted features. Here he is. You're right, it's a spitting image. Look at that. All right. Let's talk about other things, okay? Besides Barlow. How you doing, Boink? How's your restaurant doing in Louisiana? You know what it's called, right? Tell the whole world what that restaurant's called. Oh, you sold it? But what was it called? I'm trying to validate. What was the restaurant you sold in Louisiana called? Wrong. You're not Boink. No. Sorry. Nice try, though. This is not a wig. This is my real hair. As you can see, it is shaped like hair is supposed to be shaped. Niles from Fraser. Good. Nice shot. Wouldn't you rather talk about the fires that are burning recklessly in Brazil, or do you not care? You'd rather talk about my hair. Okay, Yellowstone volcano, 133 earthquakes registered in 1 month leads to people concerned about eruptions. Now, Yellowstone, as you know, is the tip of the caldera, and the earth is an open sore there. And if Yellowstone erupts, you might as well forget half of the United States, because they'll be under a massive cloud of darkness for months to come. The rest of the world will be affected if the caldera breaks. So you want to talk about my hair instead. Well, you probably say, well, we don't know what to do, Dave. I mean, if Yellowstone blows, I'd rather talk about your hair. An expert reveals what would possibly lead us to believe it could be a possible, maybe.
Here's what could happen if Yellowstone were to erupt. So one good thing about all this is that it wouldn't erupt totally by surprise.
Over the years, scientists have developed very advanced technology to track Yellowstone and all the seismic and volcanic activity that occurs. So we would have some warning if Yellowstone were to erupt. Animals also have a unique way of sensing when something's about to happen. In the days leading up to the eruption, all the animals would begin acting very suspiciously, possibly even running as far away from the area as they could. This would certainly give us an idea of what was about to happen. Immediately after the eruption, all hell would break loose. anything in the surrounding area would die almost immediately from the incomprehensible explosion. News would break all over the world that the end was near. The mysterious Yellowstone supervolcano had finally erupted. As hours passed, the huge cloud of volcanic ash would begin its journey all over the country, starting first with the surrounding states and then making its way over towards New York. This ash would not only coat the entire country, but also block out the sun's light from reaching Earth. What does this mean for you? Well, you could say goodbye to any and all crops that were being grown outdoors. If the volcanic ash wasn't enough to kill them, then the lack of sunlight surely would be. Everything would be covered in ash and rock, causing some roofs to collapse. The volcanic ash is very toxic, so even having fresh air to breathe would become a challenge. As the days pass, temperatures would begin to drop drastically. With the sun still being blocked out and the Earth in a sort of nuclear winter, it truly would be survival of the fittest. By now, the deadly ash cloud would have spread to many places in Europe, possibly even the entire planet.
Okay, so that being the case, knowing in advance, they said, would really help us. How will it help us? It may help the evacuation immediately from the area, but I mean, seriously. The whole world would be plagued with unbelievable devastation if it were to blow. So let's not kid ourselves. Let's be clear. Michelle is a transgender. Lot Lizard, we understand you're suffering from a blood disorder. Gee, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. Not. You know, some people are really worried about... I know. We're really worried about the caldera. I'm more worried about the fact that this president is willing to start wars left and right, and many of us will ultimately have to deal with that. I'm worried about the incompetence of a president that's systematically shutting down our economy. That's what I'm worried about. About a guy who brags about the economy when we're in a recession. I worry about that. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Thursday, up 49 points. It's kind of a bump day, a lot of optimism on Wall Street in the early trading. George Soros was probably in there hoping he could, spark a riot or something, and then bet on it. Big upturn and then down, and then slowly back up, and not bad at the end of the day. Up, up, and away. But look at the sharp decline at the very end. Talk about a drop in confidence. Whoosh! So expect tomorrow's Dow to be a little bit weird as the week closes down. Yeah, I'm helping the many, not the few. That's correct. Sexy Chips. Final Dream is making some sort of a cannibalistic statement, which is bannable on the show. If you want to come in and be less of a cannibal, that'll be great. We don't like cannibals here. So was Spock. I am very similar to Spock. Spock, send me to warp speed. I'm sorry, Captain, that's completely illogical. Trump demands Facebook investigate why Obama's post got so many likes. And he's jealous. Trump doesn't know that the CIA and the NSA own Facebook and Google. Trump, if you're listening, ask Facebook and Google to get the goods on everyone. Well, they already have them. They mine our social data. That's what technology's brought us. Less privacy. The Trump-tard recession is in flux right now. I mean, I drive around, I see homeless people everywhere. And I don't see these Democrats in my area, these Bernie tards, coming up with solutions other than low-income housing, which they want to give to illegal aliens. Yeah, literally. They're like, well, just build more housing. Homeless people don't want to hook up to housing. They want to hook up to drugs, and they'll live in a tent to do it. These people in the Democratic Party don't understand that. We're not solving the problem by putting up housing and letting illegal aliens move into it and giving them a free house, which they do in my area, and I'm not kidding. I did a video on one of my YouTube channels that has 1.5 million hits. I won't tell you the channel because it's private. I've been working around YouTube's censoring of our show, and I have alternative shows out there that I've managed to grow with at an alarming speed simply by putting videos out. No, Joe, I'm not playing Homer Simpson. I would have to make peace with Nancy Cartwright. I don't really feel comfortable. When I saw her when she was 20 years old, she looked like a 12-year-old. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And then she becomes a national star. Plus, I'd have to talk directly to, the creator of The Simpsons, Matt Groening. I have to talk to him to make peace with him, too. There's a lot of things I have questions about that just don't add up. So unfortunately can't be an actor playing Homer Simpson. Can you do 10 good push-ups? I can do 100. What are you talking about? I'm built like a sculpted Adonis. What's wrong with you? 2 other Trump aides are now with Fox. Hope Hicks signed a deal. Yeah, she's liking the money. Her high voice will really complement some of the more homosexual men on the Fox cast. That'll be kind of nice. She'll be like in falsetto, and the other Shepard Smith will go, gosh, that sounds so great. I love the way you talk. Any other questions about Epstein? We talked about how he's still alive. We pretty much just, all of us are in agreement. He's still alive. He's not dead. Anyone who thinks he's still dead, press 1. You've been banned. Oh. Well, don't shoot anybody in the ass with a paintball gun. Your grandson was not doing a good thing. He should never shoot somebody with a paintball gun. Yeah. Hey, Tiddly D. Bax.credit says former White House press secretary Sarah Sanders is joining Fox News. Well, why doesn't she just do the press secretary work out of the Fox News department? So Fox has hired a herd of cattle to be their newscasters. Moo! I just hope she doesn't sing. Then we know we're in trouble. Ad blocker detected. Continue watching. Oh my God. She's left her native environment and now she's walking through the grasses to get more accustomed to the media. As if we haven't had enough of this woman. Oh my God. And she openly lied, for Trump. She openly said that Trump had weighed in on the testimony of Donald Trump Jr., which means he basically witness tampered. Wow. I don't care, paintball or not. You don't shoot somebody in your driveway, you call the cops. No, Trump is not my official president. He cheated to win the election, so anybody who cheats to win the election isn't my official president. And neither is Barack Obama, because he was not even a U.S. citizen. So we haven't had a president since 2000 and, well, George W., he shouldn't have been a president. He was a felon. So he didn't count either. And don't tell me Bill Clinton was a president when they impeached him in the House. Okay, our last one and only president that we've really had in living is Jimmy Carter. I think we should just ask Jimmy Carter what to do. Because he even said the election was illegal.
I definitely think the election was illegal. I talked to Rosalind after reading a Playboy magazine and lusting after it. And I definitely think that the election was illegal.
He definitely thinks the election is illegal. So we should ask him what to do. Trump is going to try to bring back Russia to the G7 because Trump is working for Putin. You should know that. Just because a bunch of morons in Congress and Nancy Pelosi says that we're not going to impeach doesn't mean Trump isn't still working for the Russians and colluding left and right. I mean, what does it take for you people? I've shown you time after time all the ways in which Trump has committed felony after felony and continues to obstruct justice. And yet nobody in our government, our corrupt government, is willing to prosecute him. It turns out that Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham both received money for re-election in their home states from a Russian oligarch. And I'm not kidding. Lindsey Graham got $800,000 from Russian oligarch to get re-elected in his home state. We have removed you from the show, Rodney. You're not allowed to come in here. Rodney called me up, or he got on our show last night saying he was going to call me during the show because he had some very important stuff to tell me. And then he starts telling me that, you know, I get no hits on YouTube. You know, and he said you got like 12 hits on YouTube. I'm getting censored on YouTube like no other person in the world. I mean, like I said, I have another YouTube channel. I have like 5,000. It's unrelated to this completely, but I've got like 5,000 subscribers. But on mine, I have the same number of subscribers we started, 2009? I got my subscribers up to a certain number. It's remained the same ever since. Now, I'm not getting a fresh Skype. Skype has been compromised. The NSA revealed that they have the ability to compromise anything like Skype. Epstein is alive wherever he is. He's not the guy that they put up there in front of us to claim it was him. I'm sorry to say, but you might believe anything you're told. I'm sorry, but Epstein's face didn't match. And if you didn't get the heads up photo, I did show it for the past 2 days, but I'll show it to you again just for a few seconds. Look at the nose on this decedent and tell me it's the same nose. I'm sorry, but I look at these noses, they're not the same. I'm sorry, it's not. And plus, this guy had a bruise on his face when he died. Why would he be bruised if it was a suicide? I mean, really simple things like this, plus the ears don't match. So Epstein is an intelligence officer for the NSA, CIA, and Mossad. Let's just face it, and they're protecting him. And now you have to ask yourself, why are they protecting a known pedophile? As a consumer of information and as a voter, you have to ask, why is our government protecting a known pedophile? Not, gee, I'm so sorry he died. You know, they're dropping the case. Virginia Roberts Giuffre is putting out, they're dropping the case. Did you hear? He's definitely all of the above. Epstein is protected. So we as viewers and voters and American citizens have to assume we're being lied to at the highest level, and they want to cover this up because they want to keep using dirt that Epstein has on politicians to manipulate politics. Yeah, there was all kinds of obstruction. Daryl, Donald Trump turned and when asked if Dan McGahn, who openly told Mueller that Trump was trying to fire Mueller, when he asked for Dan McGahn to testify, the House did, our president said no, he didn't want him to testify the truth. That's obstruction. When William Barr wrote a letter, a 19-page letter, to Rod Rosenstein saying not to investigate Michael Flynn, who was at the time our national security advisor, that's obstruction. William Barr, our current attorney general, committed obstruction. And guess what? It turns out, get this, William Barr, our attorney general's father, was the guy that hired Jeffrey Epstein at a prep school to teach mathematics, even though Jeffrey Epstein didn't have a degree from college. He had a high school diploma. Yet he put him in a position, Donald, the father of William Barr, our current attorney general, Donald put him in a position where he could molest little girls at a prep school. That's when this whole thing started. So William Barr better recuse himself on this current ridiculous investigation he's doing into Epstein, because it's right now a cover-up. His father was involved, but he can't possibly investigate Jeffrey Epstein. The page is not found, I'm sorry. That National Review page. Sorry. Anything can happen before November 20th. That's true. And I'm doing a show every day, so anything can happen. Epstein did work for Mossad. The Jewish elite New York community is close-knit. Shabbat Leibovich, the source that Donald Trump met the Russian oligarchs, also works with Jeffrey Epstein. That's his hometown. Yeah. Jimmy Carter never went to Epstein Island. No, you're making that up. Jimmy Carter is a nice man. I voted for Jimmy Carter, okay? Why are you picking on a good president, the last good president we've had? No, you're making that up. You're not allowed to lie here. You've been muted. Okay, let's take a look at the link. What could sink Trump's chances in 2020? Maybe the truth, you think? Maybe if a competitor might get some time in front of the mainstream TV, like me? What factors usually re-elect or throw out incumbent presidents? The economy counts the most. So Trump denies us being in a recession, but recessions, or at least chronic economic pessimism, sink incumbents. It happened to Carter and Bush, were tagged with sluggish growth, high unemployment, and a sense of perceived stagnation, and were easily defeated. So as Trump's lack of solutions and his constant trade war he started with China becomes more and more of a drag on the economy, more and more people are going to be looking to re-elect a new person with a bright future and a new idea for saving the economy. And I can't think of a better person than me. I really can't. I've got the solutions laid out right in front of us. We talk about our job plan to get 1.5 million jobs out of the chute using existing funding, and get people permanent homes that they can own with the Homestead Renewal Plan, and put solar rooftops on every rooftop in America that qualifies. We'll have a lottery to start with. But I can't think of a better person to start this entire process than me. Now, why I'm running every day against all odds? Because I think we're really in deep trouble with these presidents we've had. They don't have any solid ideas that you can sink your teeth into, and I do. Yeah. So these ideas come under the heading of hybrid capitalism, and we wrote a book about it, and it's on our website. It's a 99-cent Kindle download if you want to read it. It's a very simple thrust of economic stimulus going at America to get the country to run efficiently, get our government to make a return on investment, no longer relying solely on taxes, and begin lowering your taxes and set up a flat tax rate for the American people, including corporations. I'm telling you, the simplification of our economy can take place under hybrid capitalism, and I will be able to get growth back on track. We have yet to see it with this president. He's all talk and no action. Trump doesn't have animal energy. No. He's simply just, well, he has some sort of a sniffling problem. That's all I can tell you. This animal energy you're describing, I don't know what you're talking about. He seems pretty lethargic to me. We do know that when a person has a sniffling problem, it can give them a little extra energy. We've seen this happen before. Yeah, people who have sniffling problems tend to have more energy, I've noticed. It's not something that, makes... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the cold he had during the 4 weeks of the debates. But he had this sniffling thing going on. It was weird.
All right, Mr. Trump, you have 2 minutes. How do you heal the divide?
So clearly the sniffling thing was a big thing going on. Yeah, that seems to give him more energy. I don't know what that is. We have a campaign. It's time for Sponheim. Yeah, my name is Sponheim. It's an old German name, and I don't mind telling you that my ancestors were not Nazis. Do I wear a wig when you go out in case a black man spots you? I welcome black people to spot me. I want people to say, hey, you're the guy who did the blackface video. I really do. I want an interracial rap session. I want to be able to talk to black people and Hispanic people openly and say, hey, yeah, I did that to impersonate Barack Obama. It was not a slam against the black people. My goodness. In fact, imitation is a form of flattery. I want an interracial rap session where I can go hip hop to hippity hippity hip hip to hop. You don't stop rocking till the band stops playing. Sing up, chuck the boogie to the band of the boogie to be. We go he-bop, roo-bop, Scooby-Doo. Guess what, America, I love you. I don't really want to campaign in public because I have numerous death threats against me. But it'd be kind of cool to have an interracial rap session with Reverend Sharpton or somebody, I appreciate you don't use racial expressions here. That's not appropriate. I do wish I was accepted for being a white person. That's the strange thing. I've been a victim of racial prejudice all my life. People have called me names, so I'm just a victim of that. And I've never used the R word or the N word or anything. I've never called a person a racist. Well, technically I have in the show, like some of you damn racists in here. Okay, let's move on. But the concept of getting jobs, spelling it out, is something Bernie Sanders won't do. He promised a whole lot of jobs and didn't deliver one single idea how he's going to do it. We got other ways we're going to train people. The 6-week to 6-month training program in technologies at every community college will be free for people that qualify. Be very low cost. You'll be able to get certification in areas like solar panel installation, emergency medical technician training. That's a 6-month course, but the 6-week course in solar panel installation will get you up, running, and going. That was the Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight. That is correct. Cliff 2 chat, you are right, sir. Right on, man. You knew it. I was waiting for somebody to figure that one out. Yeah, community colleges are paying too much to their professors. We're going to have a direct partnership with industry. So our professors will probably be donated by industry. We'll have Apple representatives at community colleges because Apple will want to hire people right out of the chute who qualify and reach that level of expertise in a 6-month period. Coding, doing IT, you name it. Yeah, I know people who know people at Apple. I can make that happen. I know a guy right now who's closing a deal with Apple. I know big people in high places and high people in big places too. Well, you want to make up a new slogan. I don't think a threat, vote for Sponheim or else, is appropriate, man. Nobody wants to be threatened to vote. I mean, that's ridiculous. Unless, of course, they're Elizabeth Warren's children. Mom, I don't know. I don't know if I want to vote for you. I mean, you're not even Cherokee Indian. You lied on your affirmative action. Honey, don't mind that. The Democrats don't know. I pulled that off my website. God, Elizabeth Warren, what a joke. She got a free education because she claimed to be Cherokee Indian, and she said she's made some mistakes. She lied. She's committed fraud and perjury. I mean, Donald, if you're listening, charge her with a crime. Hurry before it's too late. Charge Ilhan Omar with a crime. It turns out Ilhan Omar married her brother. Yeah. Tell me that's legal in immigration. No, I don't have Apple contacts. I know people that know people at Apple. Like I said, I know a guy I just talked to today who's putting together a deal with Apple. Yeah. So we could get Apple in there to hire people out of high schools, into community colleges. I'm serious. We can make this happen. We just have to create a partnership with private sector industries like Apple, Google, Facebook. You know, a lot of these guys, like Bill Gates, was looking to get other presidents to give green cards to Indians to come over here and work on the computer. In fact, Microsoft hired an Indian to take over their company. That's what happened. But the reality is we have a lot of high school graduates who have a lot of potential in America that need that little extra from 18 to 21 years old and make that possible. I don't want anyone dropping out of college. If you're 19, 20, and you're saying, yeah, this isn't working out for me, I want you to be able to qualify for independent financial status at the age of 21. I'm going to make that happen for the American people. It hurt me because I was 25. I had to wait till I was 25 to file, and at the time my father had a heart attack, so I moved home to take care of him. And my mother decided to declare me on her tax returns that year, which totally screwed up my waiting period. It was ridiculous. But you should be able to be independently financially set up so that you could be assessed for free Pell Grants at the age of 21 and emancipate completely from them. This is ridiculous. There are young people right now, 21 years old, very smart, more than capable of going on to college, but don't have the funds to do it because their parents wouldn't pay their education. I'll take care of those people. And anybody, no matter what your color, will get double Pell Grants for the 6-week to 6-month program. Would you like to let your fans in the White House and hotbox your first day? You know, what I would like to do is offer a buffet at the White House. I believe a buffet is in order, something really cool with great food items. I'm not going to say the food items that I'm making in my cooking shows because those are scaled to people who are basically pretty poor but like to eat fresh, organic, non-GMO food that's not sprayed with pesticides and herbicides. So I try to feed people very low cost but really healthy on my show. Like today we did an amazing cooking show. I called it a bowl of food. and I put all the bowl of food together, $7 for 7 people. And you can get to my website and see it's up to 75 different recipes that I've given you people. Max lost 18 pounds already, yeah. Would I pardon Juicy Smollett? No, we'll be prosecuting him. And Miss Fox for prosecutorial neglect. Yeah, the entire Chicago Police Department will be under investigation as well. Absolutely. I'm going to be putting Chicago PD, New York PD, and LAPD under direct investigation. We may extend to Miami PD. There's about 4 major metropolitan areas that are corrupt as hell and make me sick when I think about all these good cops that are dying suiciding. It's sickening to think that they have the ability to do. They can't even talk about the truth. Internal Affairs won't even get that out. I believe there's a suppression of truth going on at the NYPD. I definitely believe there's a massive cover-up by the coroner on Jeffrey Epstein's case. That's in need of a grand jury investigation right now. But I think the LAPD, NYPD, and Chicago PD have done enough weird things over the years to look at a major investigation. But we won't even be able to do that until we get the FBI lie detected. Because we've got people in the FBI that really should not be allowed to continue on without a lie detector test. It's crazy how many people are not investigating things at the FBI. I can tell you right off the top of my head, there's about 17 cases that need to be further investigated. They have done nothing to investigate that. Yeah, Donald Trump has told people privately that gutting Medicare could be a fun second-term project. Now, as you know, Donald Trump took my ideas, like the mobile medical unit, and talked about it during the election, but never acted on it. So we have plans to actually act on the mobile medical unit system and offer a public option, whereas the Democrats want too much for their single payer plan, and Trump wants to completely eviscerate Medicare. I want to cut costs. That's a simple plan. I just want to cut costs. Man, dog, that doesn't seem like you. Oh, I see that. I took care of it. Don't worry. Well, if Trump is going to try to eviscerate the programs that are out there like he's already doing, he's underpaying Medicaid funds right now, and states are having to pay more and more and more. That's happening in your area. If you have a plan and you're getting a tremendous amount of money from it, and you're a healthcare provider, you're not going to make any money anytime soon with Trump. He's following my advice and underpaying the Medicaid program. That is hilarious. That is funny as hell. Yeah, the Clinton murder count, the body count, has not been investigated. Good point. No, I think that was somebody posing as Mad Dog. He doesn't have the wherewithal to cut and paste like that. Yeah, his finger's a little stubby. It's hard for him to press the cut and paste button like that. Right now, he was muted for making attacks on our show, but that's not him attacking us. I banned that other guy. No, Mad Dog is not Eric Trump. Eric Trump comes in under a guest name now. He had a problem getting back into iVlog, so he comes in as a guest. You notice that guest chat at iVlog has been pretty much, suspended for the most part. Yeah, you see that? We got guests watching, but they're not saying anything. I think they've been silenced. Okay. Yeah, it's weird that we never get any guest chat over at iVlog. It's kind of strange. You see, look at the chat at iVlog, and there's not one bit of guest chat yet. I've got 25 guests in there. Look at that. And now they'll open up guest chat. Watch. This is how they're toggling me on and off. Check this out. No guest chatting here, right? There it is. I'm here, see? So as soon as I did that somebody was allowed in. They're toggling the guest chat off and on over there.
Or it could be the person that made up their username as guest.
Look at this. Check this. No, look at this. This tells the whole story. Watch this. Thank you. No, seriously. You've been listening to me, but this guy said, Dave, I'm finally able to type. Look at that. After I accuse them of not allowing guests in, they allow it in, they toggle it on, and this is Dave, I'm finally able to type. See what I mean? Me too. Guest 284 said the same thing. Look at that. Sarah, this is classic proof of censorship. Look at this. Me too, see? It's not just one person was being held back from typing. It was another person too. Okay, I rest assured this is something that's been going on for some time. I'm just finally getting proof for Sarah to look at. They got caught right there. I know. I did it. Thank you. I accomplished my goal. This is one of Don Jr.'s favorite streams. I am being copied by the president every night. I've used the term gun control is off the table. Yesterday, Donald Trump says background checks are off the table. He's using my wording. He's watching our show. All right. Talk to you later. This is Sarah. She helped me write Hybrid Capitalism, and she'll be glad to answer any of your questions about technology because she is an expert. She has a master's in learning technology.
Oh my goodness, they deleted Ghost's whole account.
Yeah, they got rid of Ghost completely.
Wow.
Yep. All right. An
Glad
expert.
you're back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who are you? Who? Okay. Your hotel is so cheap you had to get toilet paper at the grocery store? That is pretty cheap. Man, I love toilet paper. I remember when I met David right before 2000, before the turn of the century. And he was like, Y2K might happen. So obviously he's been talking the way he talks for a long time. And he's like, we should prepare for a disaster emergency. And I said, well, then buy some toilet paper. That's the one thing I really want. He's like, come live with me. What do you want to survive the emergency? Toilet paper. Hey, Spade, you're funny. No. Maybe. Well, I guess so. I mean, I did eat David's dinner tonight. It smelled good. It actually tasted good. Just had to realize it was like it's kind of like stew. It was like stew. I think Final Dream is Bengalitis. My hair did not get lighter in the summer. Well, I did not spend hardly any time in the sun in the summer. That's how, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mostly was indoors. Actually tasted good. Or is he telling the truth? He's telling the truth in his understanding of the truth. I eventually used all the toilet paper rolls, so now I need to buy more. Yeah, that's it. Bengalitis. See? Yeah, it was like chicken stew with green beans and peas and carrots and potatoes. No, I don't think so, Howie. I've had Danish cookies. Oh, that's a good point, Misanthropy. Usually this is my sunscreen. I think I might buy another one of these shirts because I can hide the logo on the show with my hair. And I hate t-shirts. I don't like how they sit on my arms, but I love long sleeve t-shirts. You're gonna make a epic soup tomorrow and just wing it. Always works out. Totally, Zelfire. You also love potato chips? I like Final Dream Bangalitis. I like that name. It's like the final dream we have for mankind. Final dream we have for AI. How do I keep my face from getting tan? I don't go outside. I just stay indoors most of the time. They run from one indoor area to another. I haven't even worked in my garden that much this summer, so. It's the final countdown. I'm glad you have good names on reserve. Yeah, I have all these t-shirts that have like logos on them. I think I'm going to pin them. I'm going to tuck them in and pin them so they're more like tank tops like that instead of t-shirts. Because I don't like the way t-shirts sit on me. Oh, that's a good one. Well, yes and no. It depends on your perspective. I am close to Everett in some ways, but you have to take a ferry and drive an hour to get from Everett to where I live, or you have to drive a couple hours. Well, no, an hour. I know some teachers that think that Bangalitis, but not me. The big thing I don't like about t-shirts, it's not the frilliness, it's like where they sit on my arm. It's like, you know, t-shirts, they sit right here. I'm like, I like long sleeve t-shirts. I like tank tops. I don't like where they sit, the sleeve. That little sleeve thing. That's what I don't like about t-shirts. That. Oh. Wait, you're talking about my shirt? I like my shirt. Oh, you know what? No, I don't know. It's just a regular sleeves. I think I probably would like the shorter sleeves. Anyway, moving on. Oh, that's what I was looking for. Hello, Periscope. It's like, where's Periscope? Two people are over here. I think I had more people last night because I named it Election 2020 instead of ATP Tech Thursday or something. No, I really don't. I usually wear pants in my relaxed mode. Sometimes I have pajama pants that I don't change out of, but yeah, I think I will hem my t-shirts. Oh goodness, I'm glad you don't do that. I like long sleeve t-shirts. So I have a order I need to do for I get a little discount on a shirt every year for my school. And I always, it's like enough for a regular t-shirt, or you can discount it for a different shirt. And I'm like, I'm going to use a discount for a long sleeve t-shirt because I like that. Was he banned? Oh, maybe I did ban him at one time. Let's unban him.
Who's that?
Chicken time bags.
Yeah, he can be unbanned. I can't believe he was banned.
I don't know, maybe I did ban him.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think I ever banned him.
Tomorrow is Mad Dog's birthday.
Whoa! Wow.
He always says he's going to be my age, but I say, yeah, and then add 10 years.
Mad Dog he's 32. You like you are?
Add 10 years.
I know. I'd rather talk about.
Oh, he would still like that, saying he's.
Yeah, he wants to be 32.
Or even 42. David has no tattoos. Actually, that was one of the things when we were first dating. David said, "Do you have any tattoos? Because if you do, I can't date you."
Yeah, I used that technology, that we have, the ion cleanse today.
Oh,
I
yeah.
couldn't believe how much stuff came out of me. You may want to try it. I'm going to leave it in there for you
Okay.
if you want to do it.
Sure, if you want to set it up.
I'll set it up for you.
Okay. Yeah, David wouldn't. Yeah, he does not like tattoos. He really doesn't like tattoos. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Hello, Doy. Uh, shall I purge him? Wait, is Deep Ellum Blues Mad Dog? Probably. Yeah, I should. Well, I'll do the purge and then I'll do the mute if he keeps it up. Yes, I have heard that from Preparation. He says he's 96 and I'm like, I don't know if that is true. And then because he's been coming here for a while, and I don't think he told us his age before. And then the other thing, but you know, with a name like Preparation H, I can see someone older wanting that name. Like, don't forget to buy some more Preparation H when you go to the store. Are you keeping me awake? Maybe. I'll take off my shoes and get ready to do the foot soak David created.
Thank you. Thank you. This reminds me, I have to upload it every night at 2, so otherwise, if I put it in the other room, it doesn't remind me.
Oh, to upload your cooking show?
Yeah. That's the only benefit of doing that.
Having it in here. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness.
Is this your garbage there?
I think it came from the center room.
Okay,
I guess we can leave it.
good. Just leave it here. I'm good. Thank you.
Not yet. I teach younger kids, so I don't think those issues come up as much. Yard dog. Maybe yard dog is Mad Dog. I do sleep well at night. I tend to sleep well at night. Especially, I sleep so much better here at home than I did on the road. Well, really, than I did in the safe house. I teach people to accept one another the way they are and what they say and listen to each other. Yes, there's somebody in here named Yard Dog 99 over in the iVlog chat. Oh, you got fresh bread? Fresh baked bread? Oh, Zellfire. Lucky you. Lucky duck. I tell you, I love this thing. This is one of the things I love. Oh, okay. Yeah, our road trip did take a toll. I'm glad I came home with enough time to like recuperate before I go back to school. You are a very good thing. Thank you. Maybe, but maybe misanthropy is right too. What does that mean, sexy? Oh, I do like puns. My grandpa wrote a book that I can't find, and I had a copy at one time, and it was called Pundemonium. So if you ever find that book, then send it to me, because my grandpa wrote that book. Or at least a family friend I call grandpa who died. Anyway. Thank you. I'm kind and gentle. I'm close. Demonium. Instead of A at the end, add UM. But yeah, he had all kinds of puns, like that I didn't even find very punny. What does that mean, Yard Dog? I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I seem to settle back in, and then I've got to teach soon. But, oh, and thanks. I know, David's like, you got to come down strong on the kids. But I am who I am. And I will be that way. And I think it's fine. I'll be strong, but you know. The 5th, September 5th is the first day, but I have to go back earlier than that. I have to go back next week. Teachers have to go back early. But I actually went in a little bit today just to because even though I have some time in my classroom, I got enough rest. Maybe not that much, but I got enough. Yeah, I go back on Monday. And then I think next, well, yeah, I think I go back on Monday. Your lady, your sister is there. She talks a lot. She's lonely and 41. She's a female version of you. Wow. I'm 41. But I'm not 41. I mean, I'm not lonely. No, and Kentucky. Well, what do you want me to call you? Because I don't like your name. But also, David was telling me the way you got your name and why you said your name, and I didn't realize that you were so tortured. Wait, she's the female version of you. Is she your what's the word I'm looking for? Like when someone really is someone else. And anyway, are you just pretending to be a woman now? Wait, what? A lot of women are. Oh. If she's a Democrat and she's about 41, tell her I recommend well, I know I don't recommend any dating sites, sorry. I haven't dated in a very long time. Sorry that you're lonely, but I do recommend a book by Melinda Gates. I just finished her listening to her audiobook. And yeah. Oh, and thanks to our dog for telling me about that NPC thing. I don't think I'm an NPC. Well, I wouldn't just follow along. I'll just be quiet, but... Oh, NPC, non-playable character. I know what Needs More Cowbell comes from. It came from Saturday Night Live. Well, I think Tiddly D is trying to find a date for his hot, blonde, 40-year-old sister, 41-year-old sister. But she doesn't look 41. She looks younger. No, I don't know. She is a Democrat, though. Oh no, Zelfry's right. Don't give him too much information. Oh, that's interesting clip to chat. Hey, why not? I met David in a chat room way back in like a long time ago. We met a score ago. Or actually, 1 score and 1 year ago. Tiddly's not new to the site. He used to come and do chats way back in 2008, 10 years ago. He just took a break. And now he's back. Used to be interested in simulation theory, like kind of like game theory, but different. This world might be a simulation, that's true. Well, how do you expect them to talk, Tiddly Dee? Zellfire already said he'll talk to your sister, but a girl thing? I mean, like, oh, you mean you want me to talk to her? Girl, do you know how to satisfy yourself? No, I'm just then you don't need a guy. No, I'm just kidding. Just sure if she wants to type. Would you rather have a foreign woman? Who is Noosh? Ganoush? Baba Ganoush? Baba... Never mind. Actually, probably... I'm glad that you love your sister. Is she your only sister? I thought I asked you that, but you never answered. Howie did it once. An honest woman who pulls her weight. Equal... Do you want her to make the same amount of money as you do? Or is it at least you talk and you do the same amount of chores as she does? Yeah. You want a woman that's honest, and that's more important than paying half. She needs to be willing, at least willing to talk. Sorry, Tiddly Dee. Oh, your only sister, okay. That needs a boyfriend at 41. Did she just focus on career now? Is she getting out of a long distance relationship? They have apps like Tinder and all that, but anyway. And then she chatted, and that's what I put up with you guys. I can imagine it being a blonde woman. Okay. Howie is looking for an honest woman that's willing to help her man with anything, but will not tolerate any old, blown out woman that's lazy and has bad manners. How old is too old? She's nagging you to get married? Or nagging you? Yeah, oh, never mind. I've never used Tinder, so I don't know what it's like. You say it's a couple of photos in one sentence. How are you supposed to figure out if she's a decent person? Yeah. You can't. You got to. Then you have to say, "Hey, I don't want to meet you, but let's do a Skype chat, where you do a face-to-face chat," and she has to show her face. Longer or wider? Do I have a big arm? I used to. Women have bigger arms than men. Maybe you should take her out clubbing so she can meet someone. Oh, you don't have clubs there. Maybe you do. I mean, you would know. You're the...
All right, we're ready to go. I am ready to take over for
Here
you.
comes David.
And I have the Foot Fixer, the Ion Cleanse ready for you. So go for it. And I think you'll be impressed. I really feel so much more energy, and we hadn't had it since our trip, and I said, I'm going to hook this up, and it makes you feel like charged up. It's weird. What it does is it pulls heavy metals out of your body by sending a small electric current through your semi-permeable membranes called your feet. The skin in your feet actually are semi-permeable membranes. And these heavy metals ironically migrate out of your body going downward because they're heavy, right? Yeah, go ahead and watch something like the Tiny House Show or whatever, yeah. Many women write a profile on dating sites. No, I disagree. There are a lot of women, if you get to know them on dating sites, really will tell you that, half their life story practically. You just haven't read anything. Yeah, dating sites are really evolved, like plentyoffish.com. It's free. It's weightless. I don't have an ego that's heavy. In fact, it's lighter than the weight of the world on my shoulders. I can tell you that. No, I've been, I helped a guy out recently, a couple of years ago, on Plenty of Fish. He was an older gentleman who couldn't find a date, and yeah. And there are a lot of women out there that would love to chat. You just have to find an introductory statement about yourself, like just tell them you hate people. That would be the first thing you'd write. Misanthropy. He hates people. Just say that. This would be a good starting point. Just tell the truth. You'll find some weirdo. I mean, look at Charles Manson got a date. You could too. He even had a woman who wanted to marry him. Remember that? And then she found out that he wasn't going to sell the rights to her, give the rights to her for all of his future things. Yeah, she was pissed. Tinder is too quick to sex. I mean, gosh, you're just like the almost the premises that you're going to do sex, right? That's what I hear. I mean, I watch, shows like, well, a couple, but there's a show out of Chicago. Yeah. Talks about people on Tinder. Shameless. It has a guy in it who is a famous actor. And his, William H. Macy is perhaps one of the most incredible actors in the world. And it just so happens my face can morph into his very easily. They have I believe Fiona was on Tinder, and she was having sex with some guy. And then the drunken father didn't like that. Or no, he didn't even care. Yeah. It's a great show if you haven't seen it. It's called Shameless. And it's a really good show. Many people have been watching my acting, and they like the way I act, even though they think it's real. It's really CGI. No, William H. Macy's a real guy, and he's a really good actor too. But he could be replaced by CGI very soon. You may have to drop it down to 2 minus 1. Take the M level down to 2 or 1. Hit the minus sign on the left. It'll go away once you hit the minus sign. Did you hear that? She got it. She knows where the minus sign is. Thank you. Well, you're learning to use that ion cleanse, Sarah, and I appreciate that because it really works for me, man. I feel 100% energized. There are women on over 40, grossly overweight, 3 to 4 kids. Well, everybody likes sex, Howie. I mean, hello. You think a woman 40, grossly overweight with 3 or 4 kids doesn't like sex? What's wrong with you? What do you think motivates people? Howie, still trying to figure out what life's all about. Poor guy. I had the same problem back 20 years ago when I first was online dating. I ran into women that only did their straight shot, and when you saw their profile, they had the nose that just continues to hook sideways. If you got to see their profile, yeah. Nothing against people with long hooked sideways noses, but you know, like Epstein has a straight nose, like mine. See. Whereas this other nose right here is clearly hooked, you know. And it turns out that the hook nose people like the other hook nose people. See that? Now his nose is no different. Yeah, he has a nose. The nose, you can see it's not the same. It has a hook on it. So they must have let Jeffrey Epstein live, and he's probably with some little girls right now molesting them. And the Mossad agents are saying, well, could you just go a little lighter on the sex thing? We just want to trap the congressmen and congresspeople in sex acts with minors. And Epstein's probably going, yeah, like I'm not going to get a piece of the action. Seriously, we're dealing with a serial child molester who may be free right now. I'm sorry, I said I was not going to bring that up. Yeah, I promise you I wouldn't bring that up. I'd rather talk about chemtrails than Epstein. That's okay. Is that like a 1950s or 1990s? That is so rudimentary. That's funny. That's like when computers first started.
Yeah, it's a cute show.
She's watching a.
We're watching it muted because.
I know, because I'd hear it otherwise.
Oh, and it has the laugh track that I don't like.
So you're saying that women right now on some of these sites will voluntarily pose their naked bodies so you'd look at them? We're having a very candid talk about social networking and the technology that's pushing porn on people. How do you know these people aren't hooking you into some porn act or something? I mean, isn't it too good to be true that a woman's like showing her breasts saying, hey, come and date me? I mean, come on. That's obviously a cam girl. What do you'd have to be a fool to fall for that. Oh, so you've been 4 years incel after a 10-year relationship. Wow. Okay, so you're starting to dive into the Plenty of Fish group, Zellfire. You know, anywhere you turn, you're going to run into scam artists. But it's a numbers game. And if you contact people online, this is the trick with those networks. You get into an online chat during the day when they're not doing anything and you're not doing anything. Don't bring up the fact that they don't have a job. And don't bring up the fact that you don't have a job. Just talk about life in general and topics. Yeah, because they don't want to talk about how they're at home chatting right now during a time most people are working. But no, seriously, during the day you'll find a lot of rich older women who are completely divorced or retired out, and they'd love to meet you 19, 20-year-olds. But no, seriously. Hey, I know most of them are dudes using gender-changing programs. Well, you got a lot of weeding to get through. I mean, you haven't even gotten to the first step, which is doing a live Skype-to-Skype call. But make sure you use a VPN when you do this. You want to set up a VPN. You love Kim? Oh, KY Poopy loved Kim. Kim was the love of his life, and he can't be with her. A lot of you have loved people and have broken up, and it's terrible. It's tragic. But there's somebody better out there for you. And maybe even in Kentucky, KY. Well, Daryl, VPN works for people that go into it and go online. You just have to go to your Windows 10 program and say set up VPN. It does it automatically. All you need is the username and password to get in, and you're on your way. You have to download the program sometimes, but most Windows 10 programs are ready to go with most VPNs. So it's real simple. Just type in Cortana and say, hey, Cortana.
I can learn to understand you much better if I can get familiar with the way you talk. I need your permission to help.
Cortana, you can go to hell anytime you want. I just gave Cortana permission to go to hell. Okay, well, and then Cortana will help you. And, yeah. Any chat room, USA. Say you're in an area on Plenty of Fish and you go to your region and you type in, somebody online, you'll see a person out there, you like the way she looks, you'll start chatting with her. Get that chatting thing back and forth, because that's your first step, and then you jump to the next step, which is to exchange either your phone number, I don't recommend it unless you've got call blocking, or just a Skype name online, and then access it through a VPN, so they don't know your IP. But they'll know your IP if you don't use the VPN on Skype, especially if you put them on your contact list. See, it's getting kind of tricky now. You have to hide your identity because you don't know if you are dealing with a scammer, and you have to take that risk. No, I don't recommend showing body parts at all. There's nothing, there's no mystery or fantasy left. I mean, you've already been through the dating stage, the early courtship stage, the honeymoon stage, the 10 years of having sex every day stage, just simply by putting your picture out there. Yeah. It's like they're bored with you already. They saw you. A lot of these, particularly the perverted men in our world, are so overstimulated by visuals that they need that mystery. They would love to know what you are in bed. It's something to think about, not just like, yeah, check out, this or that. Yeah. I'm not promoting used women. I'm talking about finding people dates and hooking up for life. How it's like finding meaning in life. If you don't know how to do that, you're in trouble, buddy. You might be somewhere, you may find yourself one day in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife and have no idea what's awaiting you unless you have a partner in life. No, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, Guest 201. I do not believe in aliens. I've never met an alien except maybe a few illegal aliens, but seriously, I don't believe in flat earth crazy thinking. Yeah, I don't buy that the Holocaust never existed. It did exist, and it led to the state of Israel. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I actually support Israel as a nation state. I'm not going to lean toward being a Zionist, which Biden and Trump have already said they are. I believe in getting away from the New World Order, which seems to be their next step. First they got Israel, now they want a New World Order. I don't support that at all. Sure, let's take a gander at some of the weird things that have happened to us online from paid trollers. And during the 2016 election, there was a lot of effort by Russia to stop me. And we got a woman who came into the show who claimed to be a Latvian woman. And I'm going to show you pictures of her. She really was beautiful. And she tried to engage me in a private chat, and I didn't fall for it. I don't do stuff like that. Yeah, let me show you her picture. It was just a scam. You could tell she was working for the Russian government or maybe even the Mossad. Here she is on her first approach to me.
Hey David, Latvians love you. David Sponheim for president 2020.
Okay. I'm supposed to believe that's a real person. Okay, there's Fiverr girls that'll do that. I even confronted her. I said, so are you a Fiverr girl? And she said, well, no, there are Fiverr girls out there, but she said she's a cosplay actress. Then she sent this one.
Hey, since people in the chat didn't believe that I'm Latvian, hey, te nu es esmu latvieta, un es nevienam nemeloju, un es runāju latviski, tā, jā, davai, aiziet, kā jums visiem iet.
Pretty convincing, except we had an expert in Slavic languages, and he said no. That's not a real Latvian dialect. She's not speaking real Latvian. So that was interesting. Yeah. So then we had this final one, this outro. And I really think they were just trying to mess with me. And that's how powerful the internet is. This is how deep this Russian connection goes. Because all I was talking about during the election was Russia's connection to Donald Trump. And I was the first to bring it up. So it didn't shock people. It was something I carried on even past the Democrats' lack of interest. And I'll still carry on. I still believe we're being handled by Russia. You couldn't prove to me otherwise. In fact, when Mueller said that they did blackmail the president over a sex tape, that was admission right there that we've been handled. Anyway, here she was, the final update. This is over about a 3 or 4 week period.
Hey David, thanks for keeping me awake while I slay my night shift. The chat has been very fun lately and you've been very entertaining.
Now tell me that isn't a weird and bizarre series of events by a woman who looks like a very talented vocal expert in American. She doesn't sound like a Latvian. Yeah. Very pretty too. But that was a snare to try to trap me. And at the very same time it was happening, we were opening up our Discord channel. And one of these people came in and said that they were English and that they would handle the Discord channel and help me set it up. So I was like, well, okay, yeah, we'll do that. And he got on there talking to me on Discord and saying, yeah, I vouch for this girl. I know her. She's an online casino operator. What? And then the guy told me that he had a scam where he could make lots and lots of money at casinos online. It's like he was trying to lure me in some way of making quick cash on a online casino thing. Another snare. These are the kind of things that the high-level agents do in order to consolidate a veritable sting operation. And setting up an operation like this involves a few people. It's a high-level commitment that they made to trying to get into the show and try to control us. So we've been dealing with things like that for a long time. It doesn't surprise me that pops up all the time. She could be an Epstein honey trap. Yeah, good point. We don't know. Epstein and Trump went back way deep. I mean, all the way to Studio 54. Remember Trump writing about how he used to watch sex acts at Studio 54? Yeah. I don't know how that slipped in there. He does look like the girl Prince Andrew was waving off. I know. I saw that. Yeah. No joke, though. I feel like that is a trap. Yeah. There was something definitely sinister there. But this is how sinister these people are. They're willing to go deep into people's lives and trap them into conversations. They'll try to watch you on your webcam. I mean, we have to watch everywhere we go. We turn webcams off. And then when I do have my webcams on, I do simulcast them on a website that only I see. But they may have a backdoor to it. It's possible. Because we have full video surveillance and video backup and redundant servers, as well as battery backup systems here. So we're more than videotaping everything we can. But they have the ability to tap into some of the, like the iRing phones. I've heard the iRing phones that you put on your front door, or the video surveillance systems. I heard that somebody got in the back door and was like watching them in the back at their company. Yeah. Let me see if there's a controversy. Okay, apparently the story is not trending. It's gone. I did a thing called iRing watches you, and that story's gone. So I guess they don't watch you. Okay, great. Well, I don't want to stop you from actually getting an iRing. Hello, Amber. Did you have your CBD oil? Oh, I blocked your entrance to her private place. Hang on. You're gonna get there? Okay, you're good. She got to her private place through her side entrance. Oh, check this out. Here it is. Police can get your Ring doorbell footage without a warrant, a report says. So they can get your doorbell ringer footage from your iRing. Documents show Ring tells police how to get user engagement and user footage. There you have it. Okay. So iRing tells the police anything they want. Yep, there you go. That's one of the ones that may not be on your Christmas list this year. Cam Horror Confessions. You know, KY Puppy, that was, all I can tell you is that woman was weird. Yeah, she really had an attitude that it seemed like everything was fake. And I asked her, I said, what are you into? She said, well, I'm a cosplay actress. Cosplay, you probably know what cosplay is, costume play. And apparently the Illuminati has been using cosplay people to do a lot of work for them. We saw them at various gatherings, like the one in Europe where they built an underground tunnel. Yeah. I don't mean to go to conspiracies on a nightly basis, but this is pretty interesting. They have people working in various areas. They do dance things. And these cosplay people are hired by the Illuminati to engage in this type of stuff. Anybody will do anything for money with that premise. I won't, but they think almost anybody will. So with that premise, we've seen these people gathering. At the Gothard Tunnel. Watch this. I'm going to give you a snippet of the Gothard Tunnel evil satanic opening ritual. These are people who are crisis actors engaged in almost a theatrical movement to celebrate the opening of the Gothard Tunnel, which was a big event for the Illuminati. So apparently you can get people to do this kind of stuff on cue. Yeah, big gatherings of people, in front of large coliseums, and they literally are on for hire. So apparently anybody will do anything for money. That's what I'm saying, except for me, of course. Well, there's a little snippet of the Gothard Tunnel crisis actors. And apparently they have crisis actors too that'll do anything for money. Ergo, the events that have been happening where people come on screen and talk openly, we played some of those confessions, and it sounds like they're not even concerned at all about anything. It's as if they're not going through the emotional suffering that people who have been affected by gunshots go through. And we've seen a lot of people go on there smiling, talking about how gunshots were nearly killing them and grazing them. And as they were standing there, it's just amazing. And you can tell they're faking it. I don't know who Ghost is. I know that it's T. Rucker is the guy who's playing the role of Ghost Politics. He's using... Is that funny? Because he's using a voice synthesizer. We know he came out of retirement. He was outed. We outed the entire T. Rucker fake death. That was his third fake death. So now he's pretending to be somebody else dark with a voice synthesizer. It's designed to sound like Alex Jones. They know I do an impersonation of Alex Jones. They got a voice synthesizer to sound it like it. So if they turn it on, it goes, "You're not going to believe this, but the takeover of our country by the Venetian royalty will end up creating hybrid humans that will be completely formed into zombie, bloodthirsty, and cocaine addicts." And it sounds like him. And the guy sounds like he's doing a ghost show, but anyway. Yes, it is the tunnel that collapsed. Maybe Epstein is living in it now. Yes, good point, Misanthropy. You're so right. I do believe that if Jeffrey Epstein decided to live in the tunnel, he could easily get support from many of the elitists around the world who would love to have him in there harvesting adrenochrome from people's bloodstreams. Oh, you want to go to Larry? Okay, let's go to Larry Sinclair. As he said he was smoking crack with Barack Obama. Larry, go ahead.
Where Senator Obama exited the limousine with $250, which was provided to him by me. Returned a short while later with an 8-ball of cocaine, which he gave to me. I did ingest a couple of lines of cocaine, and shortly thereafter, Senator Obama produced a glass cylinder pipe and packet of crack cocaine from his pocket. Obama then smoked the crack cocaine. I performed fellatio on Senator Obama in the limousine during the time Senator Obama was smoking crack cocaine, after which I had the driver take me to my hotel, the Comfort Suites, Gurnee, Illinois. Those numbers are 954.
Yeah, he actually gave away the numbers to the people that, the limousine driver that was there corroborating it, and nobody bothered to call those numbers up. He gave the number of the limousine driver that was willing to corroborate that there was a homosexual act going on in the back seat between Barack Obama and Larry Sinclair. You heard about those 5 guys that were caught in the park, age 65 to 87? Yeah. And 1 woman was involved. They were just arrested having sex in the public park. I think it was Utah. Yeah, I mean, they must have been completely off their rocker. Maybe they went on Tinder and contacted you and said, hey, let's hook up. They're coming here illegally. Seeking asylum is legal. Oh, okay. This is the ongoing debate about immigration. We should help Americans first. Well, then let's help Americans. Okay, this is a conversation that happened between 2 people. No, that's socialism. Then he walks away. So the people that want to help Americans, who want to help people who are immigrants coming to the country, the bleeding heart liberals are perceived as socialists. And they're the ones that are trying to help all these people coming to our country. So in a way, both people are right. You know, we want to help people in general. We have a general welfare clause. But we also have people who come here illegally and we shouldn't be letting them in. The Trump has not built the wall. He just got $2.5 billion authorized to him, and he hasn't done diddly squat. Look at this. I could easily build a container wall for $1 billion, but Trump can't even build 100 feet of wall. He just got $2.5 billion approved by the government, which I said he could do. I was the one that said he would simply use a military option. They'd give him the money, and I was right. He can't even build it with $2.5 billion. Isn't that amazing? And we have the technology. They're called containers. They have containers. They could actually build containers for people. Container home living. Yeah. We could turn these containers into places for illegal aliens to spend time facing the Mexican border. Imagine this luxury, beautiful container home, designer tiny home living right there on the border. Check it out. Hello, illegal aliens. Look at the beauty of that container home. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not trying to lure them in. No one wants to live in a container home, for crying out loud, unless you're like a foo-foo, eco-friendly liberal who just doesn't want to care about anything. Well, that which actually would be me. Actually, I would do that. But I'm not a foo-foo liberal, okay? But anyway, thinking about building container homes for people at the border is something that is a technology that we've got. It's there. Yeah. We can do this. We can do this. You foo-foo liberals we ought to give eco-terrorism trips for foo-foo liberals at the border who could just check out all the living environments we're providing these people. It's a win-win for both the left and the right. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? That's what I'm talking about, man. Good ideas. Now, Trump stole my 1,000-mile fence idea. We saw him do it right in front of everybody, and then somebody said, well, how are you going to build it? And he's, well, we're going to have Mexico build the wall. Yeah, right. How did that work out for you, Trump? He can't even build 100 feet. Next. Howie, what kind of a sick thing? That's sick. You're a sick puppy, man. I can't believe you'd say such a thing in my room. I'm not going to allow you in here anymore. Did you see what he just said in the chat room? Have you been hired by Obamas to recruit crack buyers and booties? No. I don't work for the Obamas, man. I'm the guy who did the blackface video about Obama. I mean, Trump never did that. I tried to help you realize Obama was a New World Order puppet back then. Now you got Trump, who's a New World Order puppet. They got both sides covered, man. How many shootings do we have to orchestrate before we take your rights? Good question. I'm sure the red flag laws will be in. Did you hear him flip? He said he said he was going to do background checks with the red flag laws. Then he heard our show where I said gun control's off the table. Then Trump says, and this is the timeline for real. Then Trump says, oh, background checks are off the table. He used my exact words, off the table. It's just unbelievable how he watches our show and he tries to track the popular sentiment of the American people. This guy is willing to flip on the dime. All they have is a sex tape on him and about $2.6 billion in debt he owes. That's all they got out of him. You'd think he'd act a little bit more independent, you know. So what if we saw his penis? Just show the sex tape, Donald. Donald, if you're listening, have Russia play the sex tape. It'd be the best thing for the world. Everyone tunes in. They're like, wow, check that out. Oh my gosh, he hired 5 prostitutes to urinate? Oh my gosh. Oh, and there he is touching himself? Oh no. You mean our president has a penis? I guess. And it turns out that he spent most of his youth when he was married to Ivana getting sex aids for penis enlargement. Did you hear about that? Oh man. It's true. Ivana Trump has made a statement, not Ivanka, but the former wife. Yeah. He said, according to his ex-wife, he was addicted to penis enlargement. Watch this.
Ex-wife claimed POTUS is addicted to penis enlargement pills, says it was one of the main reasons we got divorced. According to an exclusive interview with Donald Trump's ex-wife Ivana Trump on CNTV4, Donald's hands aren't the only thing he's obsessed with when it comes to asterisk size asterisk.
I don't know why they have computers do this, but yeah. It's a YouTube video. I have it in my lineup. Yeah. Let's talk about something else. Thank you. It sounds creepy, doesn't it? Well, what doesn't sound creepy anymore? It used to be in the old days you'd get calls from heavy breathers. Yeah, the old days. And you'd pick up a phone and you'd get some guy going like Rodney. Remember Rodney? Rodney used to call in and go, hi, hey Dave, where's Sarah? How's the lovely Sarah doing? That's how the creepers back in the old days talked on analog phones. No, seriously. David, CPS whistleblower Kathy Hall has gone missing. Uh-oh. Another CPS reporting person, Patrick Howley, is now missing. People exposing the CPS agency and their involvement with child trafficking, like Nancy Schaefer and her husband, the Georgia state senator who was found dead, and they claimed it was a murder-suicide, and they were both God-fearing Christians. They would never do that. Now another guy, Patrick Howley. So far, nobody's been able to contact Kathy Hall or husband, despite massive effort. Last confirmed contact was about 36 hours ago, possibly another 30 hours ago. She had a flight ticket to D.C. yesterday. Whoa. So these people, they go into D.C., they fly to D.C., and then they're gone. Yeah, this is not the first activist, especially regarding, vaccine activists have been taken out. 2 of them have been taken out in D.C. They were found drowning in a pool at a couple of hotels. But these people, this guy or this woman, Kathy Hall, and her husband, has not turned up, and she's active in the exposing the child network at CPS. Wow. Thanks for that tip, Misanthropy. We are looking at people who are exposing things all the time, dying left and right. So you're the viewer. We're the clearinghouse of information, and you're getting it, and you're wondering, well, how do these people get away with this? Because we're not building anything. You have been removed from the show. We're not building a political movement. We're just talking every night. We haven't had a lot of donations from American citizens, as you know, for whatever reason, whether it's censorship or whatever. Yo, Rodney could call in right now. He has some important information he wants to give me. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, how you doing? You gonna call in or
Put your money where your mouth is. He always sounds like he's got a deep voice. He does that. I know Jeffrey Epstein got away with unbelievable heinous acts against little girls, and now he's free. I know. Jeffrey's doing well, Rodney says. Well, if you have something earth-shaking to tell me, you told me you had something important to call me on. You didn't really tell me exactly what it was because you said it was too important. Now you say, yeah, should I call you? Forget it. No, I don't. If it's not that important, don't call me. There's Carter Epstein connections. Really. Jimmy Carter gave this guy a presidential pardon for making sexual advances on a 14-year-old girl. So there is a connection between Jimmy Carter and Epstein, Mad Dog? Okay. I'm writing this in notebook. Hold on. One moment, please. I am currently taking note of what you're saying, Mad Dog. Yes. We are looking for information about Jimmy Carter, possibly that compromised him during his pregnancy. Presidency, not pregnancy. I thought he was a good guy, yeah. Now I'm beginning to wonder. I'm going to research this.
I definitely had lust after a Playboy magazine.
Did that lead to a trip to Epstein Island?
Hello, Jeffrey. I just thought I'd come out, and Rosalind said she's going to stay at home at the farm. I could come out and visit your orgy island.
Wouldn't that be a mind blower? I don't know. You're trying to malign a good guy there. I'll look into it, though. I don't know. He just said Jimmy Carter visited Epstein Island. I don't believe that, man. Carter is a grown man. He could easily father a child at 93 years old. What are you talking about?
Rosalind, I did not mean to imply that I would ever do that.
Jimmy Carter could have kids. He's 92. You can have kids all the way down until you're whatever, as long as you're having fun with a Playboy magazine. Whatever. All right, research it yourself. But this tiny home living has turned into a real interesting, evolving technology, I think. I know we kind of get lost in the tiny home world because now whenever you want to build a tiny home, it costs like $70,000. It's like, no. We showed you a tiny house design that's $29.99. For only $29.99, you can build any tiny house for $2,500. I'm not selling that item. It's available. You can build a $2,500 tiny house. Those containers are $2,000. Howie, I don't know where you're going with this. You have a problem smelling women, and now you're telling me you're looking for something more hardcore than Playboy? What dimension are you living in? Are you some sort of a time warp dude? Hey, it's time warp dude. Caught in a different dimension. Krusty the Clown, Jeffrey Epstein's teen sex slave, gave foot rub to The Simpsons creator Matt Groening, but nearly threw up over his yellow crusty toes, court documents claim. Okay, so the teen sex slave was giving Matt Groening a foot rub at Epstein Island. This is really interesting. That's right. The teen sex slave claims she gave the creator of The Simpsons a foot massage, but nearly vomited over his crusty toes. Wow. God, this guy, to think that he made all that money on The Simpsons. Wow. I've got a story to tell, but I'm not going to tell it tonight. I've told it once or twice before, but it's a seriously messed up story, and that's why I need to get to the bottom of what happened. Yeah, I've never seen a Simpsons episode. I boycotted them because a friend of mine had done something very similar to Bart and had walked into Matt Groening's office before Bart, before Life in Hell. Yeah, it was a very weird day. I guess I am telling it to you. Very weird day for a friend of mine named, well, I'm going to keep his name out of it, but yeah, he's a cartoonist that walked into Matt Groening's office as art director at the Santa Monica Outlook and said, hey, what about this idea? It was exactly like Bart. I have the actual cartoon itself, a copy of it. Or no, the actual cartoon that was published. I could carbon date it. There you go. But it is exactly the character. And poor Jeffrey got rejected by Matt. He said, it'll never succeed. He said, that'll never succeed. I'll never forget that day. And Jeffrey was really let down because I was the one that told him to go in there and try to sell his cartoon work. Yeah. It kind of gives me chills to think about it. I said, you're so good, Jeffrey. Oh, you know now his name, Jeffrey. You're so good, Jeffrey, that you really are, you're super talented. You could do something. Why don't you go, tell it to an art director? And he did. Anyway, if Matt claims he came up with the idea years before on his wiki, and that changed. Matt Groening has changed the wiki 3 times on this subject. At one time, he said that he created the idea while he was working at Penny Lane Records in Venice, California. I'm not saying, archive.org has a copy of it. And then he changed it to he got the idea way before in the early days when he was in high school or something. So the very fact that he's changed the wiki on that is kind of suspicious. But I'm not accusing him of taking the idea at this point. But I would like to talk to him and find out why he changed his wiki. Okay. Chinese face recognition vending machine, no cash, card, or phone needed. Wow. Oh, I saw this the other night. Yeah, we played it. So she walks right up and she gets right in simply by looking, and the face sees her, and her account's opened up, and she charges something on her account. Isn't that amazing?
对，他直接开门，然后你就去拿饮料。
Arigato.
然后看他减了多少钱。
I don't like the idea. Somebody could walk up with a picture of your friend and just put it up on the screen. Do you realize how insecure that could be? You could get like an 8x10 of a guy at your school that has got a lot of money and walk up and go, yeah, I think I'll put everything on his card. Just take his picture up there and hold it. Well, I'm concerned, Mad Dog, because this is the first I heard that Jimmy Carter pardoned a pedophile. Yeah. You sparked my interest because I had no idea something like this could happen. Here's a very cheap and beautiful Zen